Detectives have been executing search warrants today. We have approximately 15 personnel from the Maine State Police at several locations in the local area here. The residence behind me is being searched. We expect that examination to take several more hours, as will the other searches at the other locations. We're in the stages of what we call information gathering. It's still very early in this investigation. It's day one. So we're not at a position now where we can draw many conclusions. The focus of our efforts today are in several areas. We want to obtain whatever physical evidence we can, which would help us understand how the man died. We'll also have detectives interviewing people that may have known the people that were involved. We're getting statements from them. We're trying to establish how Mr. King knew Mr. Lewis. We still aren't there yet. We're also trying to establish how the death occurred. We're also trying to establish who may have been involved in the death.
Did you find this body before or after or during that standoff yesterday?
During the standoff, information came to us that led us out here, and that the body was discovered sometime late last evening. We do believe the standoff is connected to this scene here, and again, we're trying to establish who might have information that would help us determine what happened.
Any indication how long the body was in there before it was discovered, how much time has passed?
Again, we have multiple scenes, multiple searches, and that's one of the questions we certainly want to know is when the death occurred. That's a question for the medical examiner's office as well. They are charged with determining cause of manner and death, and also in some cases they can help us determine when that might have occurred. So like I said, we're still trying to determine who might have been involved, how the people that we know were involved were related, what their association was, what the relationship was, and ultimately what led to the violence.
Is the woman being questioned, the woman who was in the U-Haul yesterday, is she being questioned about this?
I think we mentioned last night, we have talked to her. We intend to continue our conversation with her to find out what, if anything, she can have for information to help us understand what happened.
Where is Mr. King from?
Mr. King, the last several weeks, we know he's been staying in several locations, to include 2 motel rooms. Those are being searched as we speak. And he has also been staying with relatives. And we're in the process, again, of determining who he was and where he spent his time. I will tell you that he had an alias. In addition to Bruce King, who's also known in the local area as Bruce Heel, and that's H-E-A-L.